PCN is brought to you in part by the following underwriters.
Welcome to PACTV Community News. I'm Kim Mio, and I'm joined with Julie today. Hi, Julie.
Hi, Kim.
This week, we bring you to Kingston to see how people are feeling about the end of summer, and we'll see what the rec department has in store for its fall season.
PCN stops into Plymouth's South Elementary School to see a new athletic field that was donated by AD Makepeace and Redbrook. And we jump up to Pembroke High School that's having a new turf field installed for the start of the new year.
We bring you part 2 of the Sheriff Farm and Plymouth Public Schools Tomato Sauce Initiative as we check in at harvest time. And we meet the owner of Plymouth Rock Oysters as he takes out our team to learn about the aquaculture in Plymouth Bay.
We head to Duxbury Beach, where Mass Audubon held a kite building workshop, and Town Talk brings Pembroke's town administrator to the set for an update.
It's going to be a great show, and we begin in Kingston. As summer draws to a close, PCN's Walter Cicchetti stopped in at Grays Beach to speak with students about going back to school and with the Kingston Rec Department about its fall program offerings.
As the summer days get shorter, children and their families have started getting ready for the school year, and there's a lot to be excited about.
I'm going on August 30th, so I got all my stuff in the sitting room at our house. Maybe making new friends, because I'm going into middle school, so.
I am. I'm very excited to have new classmates, new friends, and a great school.
Making new friends, and I think that's probably it.
I think just the teachers, they're really nice, and I'm excited to meet my friends again and my classmates.
Once school is in session, the Kingston Recreation Department will also be doing its part to keep kids and families learning together and having fun.
We are having our summer movie night. We're going to be showing Sing. It's a free community event for everyone, and this is our 4th one this year. We offered this through the Samson Fund. It was funded through them and organized through the Recreation Department. The police department and the fire department also have supported us in these events, so it's been a pretty great community building event. The Kingston Recreation Department offers many fall programs, and one of the great programs that we offer is the Joy of Music. That came about when the Kingston Elementary School happened to drop their music program because of funding, and so the Kingston Recreation Department picked up this great program called the Joy of Music. The Kingston Elementary School also offers a mindful kids program right after school and a technology club and Minecraft program that is after school. So these are great programs for kids. They can go right to their program after school and not have to be picked up and transported until later in the afternoons. That really helps parents. We have a co-ed volleyball program and a very popular pickleball program.
I do flag football, I do the rec camp, the 5th and 6th dance is fun. Everything they do is great. The clubs are pretty fun. They have the technology club, which is the tech labs kind of like club for anyone who wants to play with all the robots there or the computers or Xboxes. They have a lot of fun stuff.
Local residents can sign up for fall programs online by visiting kingstonrec.com or by stopping into the Recreation Office. Reporting in Kingston for PCN, I'm Walter Cicchetti.
Rec departments are just so impressive. It's not just the kids programs. They have adult programs, softball leagues, basketball leagues, volleyball.
Yep.
There's arts and crafts. I'm always amazed, ever since I had a kid and I started learning about rec departments, I'm always amazed how much they do in a community and the incredible programs they have all the time.
Right.
All through the summer, camps, everything. It's really great.
And as she pointed out, sometimes when a school has to drop a certain thing because of funding, oftentimes a rec department will pick up that type of activity, like in this case it was the music. So it's really great. And we'd like to welcome Walter Cicchetti, who's one of our new members of our news team here at PACTV.
That's right. So we got him out there in the field and he did a great job.
Yes, he did.
So welcome, Walter.
Welcome, and on we go. The AD Makepeace Company, along with their South Plymouth community, Redbrook, partnered with Plymouth Public Schools to design and rebuild the back athletic fields behind South Elementary. Construction began in the spring of 2016 and wrapped up at the end of the fall season. They had to wait a year to establish the lawn and the field, and now they're ready to open it for the school and the community. PCN got a sneak peek of the completed project.
As part of the Redbrook development down the street here from South Elementary School, the AD Makepeace Company decided to participate in building a new multi-use ball field consisting of a Little League baseball and soccer field for South Elementary School. As you know, South Elementary School is the local elementary school in this part of town, and hundreds and thousands of children go through these schools, which will be able to use these fields along with the Redbrook residents as well.
When we first heard about the field construction project by AD Makepeace, we were extremely excited because our field that was in the front really wasn't really suitable for play. You could play on it, but it really just wasn't a really nice field. But when AD Makepeace decided that they would do this field, we were extremely excited that we would have a full baseball field and multi-purpose field, and when you take a look at it, it's absolutely gorgeous, and AD Makepeace did a spectacular job making it come to reality, and we're really excited for it to be open this fall.
We have realized a goal, and without the support of AD Makepeace and the Redbrook development, this opportunity would not be possible for the Plymouth Public Schools and primarily the students and families of South Plymouth. I think it's an unbelievable partnership to introduce a concept and actually see it come to life. The backfield at Plymouth South Elementary School has been something that we have been concerned about for many, many years, and without having the resources of an organization like AD Makepeace to see something that was a field that was overgrown and just not utilized to come to life and see this just be a showpiece for South Plymouth. So we're very encouraged to see all of these opportunities converging and these partnerships coming together so that we could actually give the Plymouth South Elementary students and the building and the community itself an unbelievable place to come and celebrate and encourage our kids to be active.
The field is a state-of-the-art field. It consists of materials provided by Reed Custom Soils and AD Makepeace Company. These types of fields, including the infield mix, the cart paths, the loam underneath the lawn, are materials that are also used at Major League Baseball and NFL stadiums such as Fenway Park and Gillette Stadium. The field was designed by J.J. Amato Sports. It was built by Sports Turf Specialties.
Kids will be using it during physical education class. Kids will also be using it at times during recess. And I know that the community will be using it at other times as well for Little League. And like I said, the rec department is already interested in using it as well.
This was built completely by in-kind partnership with the AD Makepeace Company. I mean, this is not school budget. This is all because they feel connected to want to help us.
I was born and raised in Plymouth and currently residing in Plymouth, and I take a lot of pride in working with the AD Makepeace Company, knowing how much they like to get involved with the community outreach and investment.
There's a significance in setting goals and actually seeing those goals come to reality, to come to fruition, but sometimes it comes with great partnership. So for me, to the AD Makepeace Company, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Pembroke High School is also getting a new athletic field. It was under construction last week, and PCN stopped in to bring you the story.
We are in the midst of replacing our turf and track fields here at Pembroke High School.
I think we're in solid week number 3 or 4 of the work with an expected completion date of September 14th. So this is my 8th year here in Pembroke, and I think from the first day I got here we were talking about replacing the turf. So Pembroke High School is about 13 years old now, and the turf was one of the new additions when we opened as a high school. So we always knew it would be replaced, so we've been talking about the cycle for the past 8 years. And when Justin Domingos came on board, it became abundantly clear that our timeline needed to move up a little bit. So it is exciting to finally be at the replacement part of the cycle. This facility itself gets a ton of community use as well. Most days you'll see people up here walking the track, getting their miles in. There are kids here on the weekend that aren't necessarily part of an organized sport working out. There's college kids that come back over the summer and use our turf. There's some outside organizations that rent our turf. So I think all in all, it's not just the athletes here at the high school or the youth sports, but just the community as a whole that uses this complex. So I think it is such a testament to how much the town of Pembroke supports our schools. I think when we go to town meeting and we ask for something, they're always on board with us. And I think we're in a place where we talk about athletics in addition to academics as what educates a whole child, and having this turf and track and turf field replaced really adds to the mission of Pembroke Public Schools.
So we're in the midst of our track and field renovation. We have RAD Sports out of Rockland, Mass. Currently redoing the artificial turf here on the multi-sport field, as well as redoing our track surface. You know, the obvious benefit, since it's on the high school campus, is to our high school athletic programs. You know, we play 3 levels of field hockey out here, 3 levels of football, 3 levels of soccer, as well as our spring sports, lacrosse, and our track and field programs, and our cross-country program. So really, from the high school perspective, it benefits all our athletes and our physical education programs. And then when you look at the youth side, we're going to have our youth football, youth soccer, as well as our youth lacrosse programs on this turf starting this fall. So very exciting for the whole town. It's exciting to be in a town that is passionate for athletics. You know, it started with my conversation with our superintendent of schools, and then our school committee jumping on board last fall. That this project needed to happen, and it needed to happen soon. From there, Mike Trupiano and the school committee picked it up and ran with it. And to see the town, you know, vote this through as quickly as they did, tells you a lot about the passion for athletics, and that folks really buy into the mission that we're going to educate our children through athletics here. So I'm excited to be here and excited to get this project done and get our kids out in the fields and on the track. I'm excited to welcome all the Titans to our new track and field facility. I think you're going to see a quality product that we put on it, and I can't thank the town of Pembroke enough for supporting the project.
As September approaches, so does the grand finale of the Tomato Sauce Initiative, where kids in the Plymouth area get to finally harvest the fruits of their labor and make a spaghetti sauce for a group dinner later this month. For those who may not know, the program is a collaboration between Healthy Plymouth and Terra Cura to utilize the recently constructed garden beds throughout the town and teach the local kids the importance of growing their own food. Until the sauce is made, the gardens still abound with tomatoes ripening on the vines. We stopped into 2 different locations for this next story. First, the Federal Furnace Elementary School, before heading down the road to the Algonquin Community Garden.
I heard about other gardens going on in town through Terra Cura, through Plymouth Youth Development Collaborative, and I absolutely thought that was something I wanted the students at Federal Furnace to have access to and to experience. The kids and families will be picking the tomatoes, and yes, they will be a part of the Healthy Plymouth initiative, the tomato sauce initiative, so that's really exciting that when that brand comes out that our kids and families can know that they were a part of growing the ingredients for that tomato sauce.
The Algonquin Garden seemed like the perfect place to do this because we have so many children here that attend the public schools, and they love to be involved, and they love to garden, they love to learn. It's good for the environment, it's a good learning experience for them, and it will also provide them sustenance in the future. So it's teaching the kids that you can grow what you eat and live a healthier lifestyle.
It's important for kids to be exposed to healthy eating, healthy habits, and it takes everybody, children and adults, a long time to become accustomed to new flavors. But it's important for kids to be exposed, and repeated exposure really helps to develop healthy habits. Also, there's some research that when kids grow their own food or participate in it, see it being grown, they're more apt to try it and to develop those healthy habits.
I found out through, just through our community, they send out a flyer. It's called the Terrace Times, and they wanted people to become involved. And I just think it's amazing that they're giving us this opportunity to do this, to provide for the community to grow and learn. It's a wonderful learning experience, and I'm blessed to be a part of it every day.
It's been exciting for me to see kids and families excited about the garden. I wasn't raised gardening. It's something that I always admired, and I hope that maybe at some point I could do myself. And I think a lot of families are like that, our lives are really busy and we need to work together on developing healthier habits for our kids. Of course, we all indulge here and there in the American foods, but lives will be better, we'll be healthier, we'll be more prepared for challenges in the future if we nurture our bodies as well.
Isn't that a nice story? So
really
beautiful.
Good story.
And so what the plan is, we're going to do a third part to this series. In September, the kids are going to actually make a tomato sauce during school, during the school lunch, and then they actually get to eat the sauce that they make from this whole procedure. They planted it, they grew it, they harvested, and then they're going to make a sauce.
Yeah.
Like, right?
And the fact that they're learning to respect how difficult it is really to raise your own food, and how I think the point was made that it's true. If you do it yourself, you're going to enjoy it more.
Yeah.
And you're going to really understand that, oh, it just doesn't show up at the grocery store.
Right.
Somebody actually has to grow it.
And I know for me, if we grow stuff in our own garden, my kid's way more likely to eat it.
Absolutely.
Because it's a neat experience.
Right. Can't wait to see the last part of this story in September.
During the summer, from July through the end of August, Mass Audubon teams up with the Duxbury Beach Reservation to host programs for the public on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Each day is a learning experience for all, but the Saturdays are geared towards the young ones. For their final Saturday, they hosted a kite making class, and the wind and weather were just right for the occasion.
There's an organization called the Duxbury Beach Reservation, and they own and monitor the beach, and we are contracted by them to run programs Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays all throughout the summer. And we are finishing up our Saturday programs with kite building and the science of flight. We did this last year, and I had much too complicated design for last year. And at the end of the program, I said, boy, I'll never do that again. But I forgot I said that. And when we were designing this summer's programs, I said, oh, we should try that kite making again, but we'll simplify the design and try to do some of it prefab. So we got some dowels, much simpler design, and then used Tyvek, which is a house wrap that, yes, builders use to put around a house before the siding goes up. The tensile strength is unbelievable, and so it's perfect for kite making. It's light. This is what they call a sled kite. So rather than having to have two members crossed and attach those and then have string around the outside of the diamond, the traditional style diamond kite, this one has just the two parallel dowels, and it flies more like, well, if you've seen people parasailing. Duxbury Beach is a very important geological feature. Without Duxbury Beach, there'd be no Plymouth, Kingston, or Duxbury Harbor. The beach provides an environment and basically a barrier for any of the winter storms, and because of it's here, then you've got these really rich mud flats and salt marshes that basically are the nurseries for everything that lives out in the ocean. And so without the barrier beach, this area would be entirely different. And so we're trying to bring kids out here and get them to appreciate what Duxbury Beach is and what it does to help our community.
Aquaculture has been taking off along the coast of Massachusetts ever since major legislation such as the Clean Water Act has been passed. With cleaner waters, healthy, sustainable shellfish can be grown for harvesting. Plymouth Rock Oysters took PCN out into Plymouth Bay to see the oyster beds and learn about aquaculture in our local waters.
We are farmers, and a lot of people think that this would be a lot of fishermen out here working, but as I try to explain, fishermen are more like hunters and we're more nurturers. Plymouth Rock Oysters was started in 2010 by my family. We got into the oyster business because we've always loved doing things around the water. Initially it was lobster fishing, and then I spent 35 years in the New England groundfish and scallop business, and was looking to get out of the commute back and forth to Boston, and now I commute in a boat. We're hand in hand with nature. We can't control the weather, so there's a lot of challenges on a weekly basis. I mean, this is a wonderful day to be an oyster grower, but I'm also an oyster grower in February when it's 10 degrees out and the wind's blowing 30. But I like it. It's a very healthy environment, and the science is just incredible. So the way this contraption works, we're taking fresh seawater out of the bay here and pumping it up so that the water has to pass through these silos, and then it drains out through the drain stacks here. And what it's doing is it's constantly feeding the oysters. It's keeping a fresh flow of water going by them, and it keeps them in the food chain the whole time. Aquaculture has really boomed in this area, and it goes back to really the Clean Waters Act, which I believe was 1975, which its original aim was to clean up the results of the Industrial Revolution, when everyone was just dumping waste in streams and oceans, and it took years and years to clean up, and then they just kept pushing it farther to a point where I believe in 1991 most of our coastal estuaries were reopened, which is quite a success. Now we work to maintain the clean water and keep improving it.
Oysters help to maintain clean ocean water because they are filter feeders. Seawater goes in, is processed, and then released. Throughout that process, whatever plankton, small critters, or fine-grained particulate organic matter happens inside will get diverted to the oyster's digestive system and used as food. Same is also true, for instance, of other filter feeders such as mussels. Town Talk today brings Pembroke Town Administrator Ed Thorne back to our set. Welcome back, Ed.
Jules, always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure to have you. You're always full of information. Now we're at the end of August, if you can believe it.
Right.
This is crazy. We're going into fall. First day of school is tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah, this is nuts. Now, speaking of the first day of school, Hobbamock Sidewalk. There's sidewalks going up to the...
Yeah, we were hoping to have this, the street and the sidewalk project done by the beginning of school. Kind of missed it by a couple of weeks, but we'll be... we'll have that thing pretty much finished in a couple of weeks, and we're looking forward to the finished product.
Okay.
And while we're in that area, the solar farm is totally complete. And so now the next stage is for the the facility to hook up with National Grid.
Yeah.
So National Grid is placing poles on the outside of the fence. Onyx has already completed their side of the fence, and they'll be hooked up probably by the end of September, and hopefully the entire solar array will be operational by the 1st of October.
Which is wonderful.
And we'll be able to start reaping the benefits of being online with that.
And that happens right away, correct?
Yeah.
The benefits, as soon as we flip the switch and go live with this solar farm.
Yeah, we'll start to receive the credits, on our electric bills.
That's
and
terrific.
Since we generate about almost 4 million kilowatts of electricity, including the schools, a year. We're looking forward to really having a substantial savings on that.
Yes, and good for the environment. It's a win-win-win all the way around. That's excellent. Let's talk about October town meeting. The warrants have closed?
Yeah, they closed last Friday. We'll have the usual suspects, and which is the snow and ice deficit and 1 or 2 union contracts, probably 1 union contract, and then a lot of equipment purchases.
Yep.
So, but we'll be. We'll do that at a future show when we
we'll do a town meeting preview the way you always do, and the town meeting is on Tuesday, October 24th.
October 24th at the high school.
At the high school, as always. Okay. Now let's talk about in our last 3 minutes or so, Route 14 projects.
Right.
Now Route 14 goes from Route 53 all the way into Hanson.
Well, all the way through the center of town and all the way out Mattakesa Street to the Hanson line.
Right.
And what PA Landers and Mass DOT has done is they divided the project into a western segment and an eastern segment.
Yep.
Traffic flow, the traffic counts from the center of town west to the Hanson line is probably 1/3 of what it is east of Pembroke Center towards 53. And so they made the decision that they would go full bore into having the western segment of the 14 project done, hopefully by the end of this month, but certainly by mid-September.
Right.
So that means all of the sidewalks will be in place, all of the drainage is already in place, the culverts underneath the road are already in place, and so they'll be widening the road, laying the first layer of asphalt, and then the final coat will be coming in, and then they'll be done with.
So that section will be done.
That'll be.
Now we're going through, Pembroke residents know, we're going through the mess from the center all the way out to the 53.
Yeah, this is going to be the big deal.
Now let me ask you something, because a lot of people aren't really understanding why we're doing this. Now you told me something that I didn't know about all the water lines for the whole town go right along Route 14.
Right. Most of our wells are located, all of our wells are located in the south central portion of the town. And if you think of Pembroke as being a rectangle, think of all the wells being in the center down in the southern part of town. But those lines feed everybody all over town, especially North Pembroke. And so one of our major water mains is along Barker Street. It's a 16-inch line that was replaced.
Which I don't think a lot of people know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Water has to come from
right.
one particular place, and in our town it comes from.
So that's one reason of the work that's been going on that section of Route 14 for quite a while.
Yeah, we had to replace the water lines, and then we had to put new drainage systems in so that when a road, would flood, fortunately, nothing like in Houston, but that the water drains properly, and then we have to repair any of the culverts that go under the road that feed streams. And then obviously we're going to widen the right of way, and then we're going to have sidewalks
on it, which is great.
One side of the road. I think it's going to be on the north side of the road for a particular period or a particular stretch from Route 53.
And then the other side?
Westward. And then it'll definitely be on the south side of the road in front of the police station and town hall as it goes around the bend into Pembroke Center.
Because that is such a busy byway. I mean, that section of Route 14 is just crazy busy all the time.
And it'll really dress up in front of the community center and the boys club, the library, the COA, and town hall.
Right. So road work, it might be a pain in the neck for people. It's a little bit of an inconvenience, but in the long run, it's serving all of us.
Well, we're seeing that people are finding alternate routes to get around that.
Of course, there's
the
lots
construction area.
Yep, there's lots of ways to do it.
Right.
Okay. We're out of time. So I'll catch you next time after or before town meeting. We'll do another town talk before town meeting and talk about what's
and that's in October, so we'll probably
on.
do something in September.
Right, absolutely. Thank you, Ed.
Got it.
Okay, take care. Thanks for watching this week's show. You can watch it all over again at PACTV's website, on our Prime channel, or on YouTube. Be sure to follow us on social media for more information, and we're back next week with more local stories. Have a great week.